Hi friends, welcome to Amazon Web Services. In the S3 part 2, we are going to discuss bucket properties, permissions and bucket management options, and also we are going to discuss S3 Glacier. So now let me explain the bucket properties. So already we have to create cloud AWS data and cloud Azure data. So in the cloud AWS data, where is the properties? Look at this option, properties in the second field. So in the properties option, the first property name is bucket versioning. So what is the versioning? So bucket versioning means bucket versioning is an S3 bucket configuration when enabled can protect against objects, accidental deletes or overwrites. So it applies to all objects in the bucket existing and new. So what exactly meaning of versioning? The one bucket can maintain multiple timestamps. So that is the simple definition. So the bucket maintain multiple timestamps. So for example, the user upload the file with name test in the bucket of my cloud AWS data. For example, the bucket name is cloud AWS data, and then when you upload the word file name with test, that file contains some information, but when you trying to upload the word same file name with different content, the existing file already in the bucket is overwrite. The existing file will overwrite. So then how can you maintain multiple timestamps of the same file name? Then here is the word versioning 1 and versioning 2 and version 3. So means you will keep it multiple timestamps of your file. So means within a bucket you will maintain the what? Multiple timestamps. So that is called what? Versioning. If S3 receives multiple write requests for the same object, it saves all of them. So if you try to delete an object, so means after enabling versioning, if you try to delete any object, a delete marker will be placed on the object. A delete marker will be placed on the object. So a delete marker will be placed on the object and the object remains in the bucket instead of deleting it permanently. So that is the feature of S3 versioning. But by default every bucket versioning feature is what? Disabled. So the user must be enable the what? Versioning, then that bucket maintain multiple timestamps of your file. So then how can you enable the what? S3 versioning? Then actually this is my bucket, the bucket name is cloud AWS data. So under properties, the first field is bucket versioning. So already my bucket versioning is enabled. So I will take the what? Another bucket. So now in my second bucket is, for example, cloud Azure data. So in the cloud Azure data, the bucket name under properties, here the bucket versioning is disabled. Then click it the what? Edit bucket versioning and enable the what? Versioning option, and then save changes. Right. So now my bucket versioning feature is enabled. So the bucket versioning feature is enabled. So now if I upload the what? Any object in the bucket. So for example, in the Amazon S3, my bucket name is cloud Azure data. If I upload the file name is, okay, on my desktop I have a file, the file name is, for example, test. Okay, the file name is test, and upload it. Right, have been successfully uploaded. Then you verify that that object name is what? Test.txt. So if you click the word test.txt file, then where is the versioning features? So here is the word versions feature. So if you click on the versions, right now only one version is enabled. So that is versioning. But now if I trying to upload the word again with the same file name with a different content, okay, I will modify the what? My file name in the test. Okay, add the what? File content, then it is called what? Hello. and to save the file controllers. Okay, now I'm trying to upload the what same file name. Then in the cloud episode data and upload it and add files on the desktop. Again the file name is test. The file name is test and open and then upload it. Right. So now see that this is my object. In the object, how many versions are there here? Yes, 2 objects are there. So the first object version, this is 43 standard, and second object is this is, that is object is standard 23 blocks. So means the same file name, the bucket maintain multiple timestamps. So that is called what versioning. And if you delete the what any object, so for example in the object one you delete it, then what happen here? So if you try to delete any object, a delete marker will be placed on the what object, and the object remains in the what bucket instead of deleting it permanently. So means it will control the what accidental deletes. It will control accidental deletes. So that is called what S3 versioning feature. S3 server access logging. What is server access logging? Server access logging provides detailed records for the requests that are made to a bucket. Server access logs are useful for many applications. It can also help you learn about your customer base and understand your Amazon S3 build. So what is the server access logging? So it will serve when you enable server access logging option, it maintains detailed records like who can access, who uploaded, who copy, who delete, like that. You want to setting up the what logs, then enable this option. So logs means what purpose is the what? Here is called reference, like okay, who can upload, who can delete, who can create, who can copy, who can cut, and like that. So how can you enable detailed records and where to store the what log files? And again, open bucket properties. Under bucket properties, here is the option server access logging. The option is server access logging. Then click on edit and enable that. And now the log files are where to record it, in the same bucket or different bucket name. Okay, just browse it. So I want to store the what all log files in my Amazon AWS data, or my log files are located AWS cloud AWS data, and choose path and save changes. Now see that an unexpected error. Okay, so now successfully changed. What is the meaning? So now onwards, if you do something under the what S3 bucket, every log file is recorded under the bucket of server access logging. So what bucket you selected? So the bucket name is the what? Cloud AWS data. So every record is stored in AWS cloud data like. That is the meaning of server access logging. And then the next very important option, S3 static website hosting. This is very important, even repeated interview question. So this is one of the best bucket property. So S3 can host entire static website. It requires no virtual machines,
or instances. Static only cannot serve database driven content. So means it is not possible to any dynamic content. And Route 53 can also map human readable domain names to static website hosting buckets, which are ideal for DNS failover solution. But just you leave it this point. I will explain this point in Route 53 classes. But in that case, what is S3 website hosting? But you know the procedure, how to hosting website. So different steps are there. First, create one instance, maybe Windows or Linux with help of EC2, and add port numbers 22 and 80 in the security group. Then connect instance and update server, install HTTPD package, and then keep it your web page under var www.html and host your website. So finally, one server is recommended for hosting websites. But the static website hosting what says, no need any virtual machines, no need any instances. With help of bucket property, we can host a website. So that's why it is a great feature. So now, how to host a website? Go to bucket properties. Here is the option, static website hosting option. The option is what? Static website hosting. So in the last option, click on edit, enable static website hosting. But one more very important point, before hosting static websites, you must create a bucket with domain name. Okay, generally website hosting means with company names only. You have any business. For example, I have a restaurant, myrestaurant.com, myecommercesites.com, myproducts.com. So like is the what almost website names are what domain names only. So that is the reason the best idea and safe idea is the what, create a bucket with your domain name only. Okay, for example, I have a domain name. Okay, I have a domain name. I want to create a what bucket with my domain name, my public domain name. So create bucket. My domain name is www.rapidcloud.in. Now, my domain name is rapidcloud.in. In the same region, US East, and unblock the option. Then create bucket. So now my bucket successfully created with the name www.rapidcloud.in. Just open the bucket, go to properties, and where is the bucket hosting option? Static website hosting. Edit static website hosting, enable that. Must host a static website or request to redirect to what object. So I want to host a what entire bucket with what static website hosting. But what files you need to keep it? Okay, I want to keep it index.html page. At the same time, error.html page. So I want to host a what these two bucket to these two pages. Then save changes. Right, we successfully enabled static website hosting option. But the static website hosting option release one URL. People's we can reach this what URL. So by default, that URL is what forbidden. So means what access denied. Then how to make a bucket public? So you must make a what bucket public first. because by default objects and buckets are what? Private. So in the permissions option, in case block all public access is the what already off, here is what already off. In case on is there, you can edit and you can edit and what? Off. And the next option is, here is the what? You must write a what? Bucket policy option. Bucket policy. So means I want to give privileges, should able to read, should able to access the what? My bucket content. So that's why write a policy to make a bucket public. What is the policy? S3, for example, bucket policy. So by default, lot of policies, copy paste it. Okay, so I want to do this. Granting read-only permissions to any anonymous user. I need this bucket policy. Just paste the word bucket policy. Edit and write a word bucket policy here. But that bucket policy, bucket name, what is your bucket name? You need to keep it your bucket name. Change the bucket name. www.rapidcloud.in is the what? My bucket name. And then save changes. Save changes. Okay, so now bucket successfully updated. But once bucket is public and you observe that bucket is public or not, see that rapidcloud.in remaining all buckets are objects can be public. But here is the what? Rapidcloud.in is the what? Bucket is the public. And please select the what policy. My policy agenda is the what? I want to share the what? Bucket with read-only mode. So that is through static website hosting. So that's why this is the policy. But instead of this bucket name, I add the what? Rapidcloud.in. But now refresh the what? Same page. Previously forbidden error, but now still it is called what? 404 not found error. Then what happened? The rapidcloud.in. Okay, I want to upload the what? Files first, because no files under the what? Your bucket. You created the what? Bucket only, but under bucket no files. But what files you upload? Index.html and error.html, because I added index.html and error.html files. In the AWS storage, in the S3, I have two files, index.html, error.html. Just upload the files. Just upload the what? Files. So now two files are successfully uploaded. What are the two files? Index.html, error.html. After that, just refresh the page. Great. So now your website hosting is what? Successfully running. So very simple steps, guys. So I will tell you the steps how to host a website. The first one is create a bucket with name, domain, with your domain name, because mostly domain hosting website means what? With the domain name only. And then enable static website hosting option. static website hosting. And the third step is create a policy for making public access. Okay. Then last step is upload files index.html and error.html file. And then finally access website. These are the steps only. Now we are going to discuss S3 management. So under S3 management, two important roles, S3 lifecycle policies and S3 cross-region replication. So these two are very important, especially for interviews. In the real time, very important. So first, S3 lifecycle policies. An object lifecycle policy is a set of rules that automate the migration of an object storage class to a different storage class based on specific time intervals. So can be used with object versioning, applied to both current and previous object versions, minimum time interval 30 days. Okay, so I will tell you clearly what is the lifecycle management rule. In the last session, I told you some storage classes, like it is called what? The first one is standard, and the second one is standard IA, that is called what? Infrequent access, and the next reduced redundancy, are like different one zone IA, like different storage classes. Correct. So each storage class represents cost, availability, durability. So now lifecycle rule what says how to migrate your data from one storage class type to another storage class type automatically. So minimum time interval 30 days, for example, minimum time interval 30 days. So for example, in my bucket, some data is there already. The data running with what? Standard class. But after 30 days, I want to migrate that data standard to what? Standard IA. And standard of next 30 days, I want to migrate standard IA to RRIs. So like, how can you write the rule for migrating your storage class type one type to another type, one type to another type? So now you can use the what? Life cycle policies. We can use life cycle policies. Right. So now here is the what? First one is cloud AWS data. So now we are writing the rules for the bucket. Under management, create lifecycle rule. So under management, here lifecycle rule, create lifecycle rule. Click on create lifecycle rule. So write a rule. So rule is what? Migrating data. Okay. So the rule is what? Migrating data. So choose a rule scope. So that is called what? Here in that case, the rule using one or more filters. This rule applicable for all objects in the bucket. So now I want to migrate the data, entire data in the bucket, not any specific data in the bucket. You want to write specific data here, or you want to migrate the data, entire bucket data into what? Specific, like particular storage class, then we can write all. Then life actions. So what are the actions? So transition current version of objects between storage classes. So then transition current object. So what it is? So transition current version is storage class transition is standard IA. So that is called what? The storage class already standard, but standard to what? Standard IA. So after 30 days. After 30 days. So add one more transition. For example, here, what is the transition? Standard IA to one zone IA after 60 days. After 60 days. And again, transition to, like it is called one zone IA to glacier after 90 days. So minimum time interval is the what? 30 days. So now Here, the points are what transition current version of objects between storage classes. So whatever it may be, my storage class type to what automatically after 30 days standard IA. But standard IA to what one zone IA after 60 days. So one zone IA to Glacier after 90 days. Yes, this is the way to writing the what rules. So this is called what migration rules. So now everything is fine. The timeline here is what create rule only. Right. See that migrating rule. So the rule is the what? The scope type is the what? Entire bucket. So that data is the what? Transition to what? Standard IA. Standard IA to one zone IA. Then it is moving to what? Glacier. So overall, this is the what? Migration rule. So very important. You want to stop or enable like that, then here is the what options. So I want to stop temporarily this migration, then you can disable the rule. Or you want to edit the what rules, then you can edit the what time interval like that. So now here is the what, again the same rule, you can change the what modifications like that. Okay, so that is called what migration. Very important, sure interview question. So do you know what is life cycle rule in S3? Yes, life cycle rule helps you to migrate storage classes from one type to another type automatically, but a minimum time interval 30 days. Okay, right. So then what next? The next important thing is S3 cross region replication. This is also important. What is the cross region replication? Automatic and asynchronous copying of objects across buckets in different AWS regions, but it's requiring versioning. So delete of delete markers and deleted object versions do not flow across to what replication region. Right, great. So what is the cross region replication? So cross region replication means how data automatically replicate from one bucket to another bucket. So when to use real time in this scenario, for example, in your project, development team is there, production team is there, two different teams, development and production. For example, some people's just assume this is the word developer bucket, this is the word production bucket, but both are running in different regions, even same region no problem, but they're two different regions. Then in that case, when the developers writing content in the what developer bucket, that bucket automatically replicate the data to what in production data. So that's why automatic and asynchronous copying. So this is called what asynchronous copying. Asynchronous copying means what one way direction. It is copied to what from developer to production only, but not from production to development. Automatic and asynchronous copying of object across buckets in different AWS regions. So how data is migrate one bucket to what, how data is replicate from one bucket to another bucket. Even buckets are the what different regions, even in the what different accounts also possible. Okay, so this is also important. Then how can you migrate the what data? Now see that. For example, first important thing, create two buckets. Create two buckets. The first one is my bucket name is cloud AWS data. My second bucket name is cloud DevOps data. So two buckets are there, but please remember, better to create two buckets in different regions. So my first bucket is the what in Virginia region, and my second bucket is the what in Mumbai region. Okay, my two buckets are different regions, but you must enable each bucket with versioning feature. So already bucket versioning is what enabled. Otherwise, here is what enable option, then you can save changes. So you must enable both buckets are what versioning feature. So under properties, just enable the what versioning. Right, fine. So what is the first step? Create two buckets in different regions. The next step is what? You must enable the what? Both buckets with versioning feature. That is fine. Then open first bucket, go to management. So my source bucket is the what? Cloud AWS data is the product, is the development, and the cloud DevOps data is the what? Production, for example. Then under lifecycle role, the one more rule is there, that is called what? Replication rules are there. So replication rule. So use replication rules to define options you want Amazon S3 to apply during replication, such as server-side encryption data, replicant ownership, transaction data, or everything. So first, create replication rule. Okay, the replication rule name. So the replication rule name is, okay, replication name is dev to production. Okay, so now I want to replicate the data from dev bucket to what? Production bucket. And you must write a rule. So role, that is called what? Role is nothing but what? It's making a service request. So create a new role. That is the first important thing. And then the status is what? Enabled. And now this is the what? Source bucket, cloud AWS data. Then second important thing, choose a rule scope. Rule scope means, so do you want to replicate any specific lines or specific objects, or entire bucket data will update it? So for example, here prefix name is there. What is the prefix name? So what are the objects name starts with log? Only those files will replicate only. So that is called what? Limit the scope of this role using one or more filters. So now what are the objects starts with a log name? Only those objects are replicated to what? Production bucket. Otherwise, I want to migrate the data, entire bucket data. I want to migrate entire bucket data to another region. So then support is what? Entire. Then what is your destination bucket? Choose a bucket in the account. So means your destination bucket is the same account or destination bucket in the another account. In case another account is there, write account ID, write the bucket name. But in the same account is there, then just write the what? Bucket name only. Just choose it. What is your bucket name? My destination bucket is here. So now cloud DevOps data is my destination bucket. My source bucket is what? Cloud AWS data, and destination bucket is cloud DevOps data. And one more beautiful feature here, storage class means change the storage class for the replication objects. Okay, if I upload the what standard class is standard, if I upload the what object with standard class in the source bucket, but in early days destination bucket also maintains the what same class. But now, even if you create your source bucket with different storage, the destination also can choose the what your required storage class. Okay, in the destination side, I need, for example, one zone IA. So now source bucket, whatever it may be, but destination bucket contains is the what? One zone IA only. That is called what? Change the storage class for the replication. And everything is fine. Replication objects encrypted means encrypted it, otherwise no. So no need to encryption the data. Then save it. Right. So now the rules successful. So dev to production object. So storage class transition to what? One zone IA, same as source, disable, and KMS not encrypted. So now replication configuration settings, the source bucket cloud AWS data, destination bucket cloud DevOps data. Okay, it is fine. So now I will go for source bucket. In the bucket.l, cloud AWS data, upload file. I will confirm you again. In the destination bucket dot data here. Now I upload source bucket. In the upload, add files. Okay, I want to upload the what image file. Then directly upload it. Right. So now my object successfully uploaded. What is the object? AWS logo smile. Then I will go for the what my destination bucket. Just check it the what the object is replicated or not. So not so far. So I want to refresh the page. Right. See that AWS logo smile is what successfully replicated. But in that case, what is the storage class? One zone IA. But in my source bucket, I uploaded with standard, I think. In my source bucket, my object is the what standard. But in the destination bucket, same object is replicated, but storage class type is the what one zone IA. So this is called what? Cross replication. Okay, replication offset. So now I'm deleting the what my objects, because standard only it is free and remaining is the what chargeable. Okay, so now the next very important thing, S3 Glacier. Okay, some cases this is also important. S3 Glacier. So what is the S3 Glacier? Amazon Glacier is a storage service optimized for infrequently used data or cold data. So it is a secure, durable, and extremely low cost for data archiving and long-term backup. So Glacier has various type of retrieval times. Standard 3 to 5 hours, bulk 5 to 12 hours, and expedited 1 to 5 minutes for small files. Okay. So first I will explain what is the use of Glacier. So actually Glacier is a one kind of storage class. So like standard IA, intelligent tiering, one zone IA, reduced redundancy, and Glacier. But why Glacier again is the separate service? Actually, Glacier designed for long-term backups only. Glacier designed for long-term backups only. So you have any backup data, just keep it that backup data into what Glacier storage. But that's why what kind of storage you will store in the Glacier, that is called what cold data. Cold data what means infrequent used data, but very secure and durable, extremely low cost for data archiving and long-term backups. So very cheapest storage class. Okay, so in early days people are using floppy drives, like it is called different drives for the what backups, but nowadays we can use the word Glacier for taking backups. But to reduce its costs, you can compress the what file sizes are with what zip. So even Glacier accepts zip files. What is advantage for the customer? To reduce cost. So for example, I have a 1 TB data. So while first before uploading data into Glacier, better to compress. Compress means what? Zip file. Then 1 TB data is the what? Maybe 600 MB only, 600 GB only. Then you will upload to what 600 GB only. Then they will charge for 600 only. But minimum storage period is 90 days. So it is not offering 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days like that. Minimum storage period is 90 days. The period time is 90 days. But objects can be sent to Glacier using life cycle management policies. Okay, so even the objects can be sent to Glacier using life cycle management policies. Just now I told you, with help of life cycle policies also, you can migrate the what data to Glacier. And then here in that case, vaults. So S3 uses bucket concept, but Glacier uses vault concept. So both are buckets, both are the what containers. So S3 bucket uses objects, but Vault uses archive files, that is zip files. Again, Vault is also container for storing archives, but an archive can be any data such as photo, video, document, like that. Okay, so what is the vault size? The vault size is unlimited. Again, bucket size is also unlimited, but one object in the bucket maximum 4 terabyte. But in that case, one archive size is maximum 40 terabytes. So what is the archive? Data is stored in Amazon Glacier in archives. An archive means tar or zip file. An archive can be any data such as photo, video, or document. A single archive can be large as 40 terabytes, but you can store an unlimited number of archives and unlimited amount of data in Amazon Glacier. Okay, so in a S3 concept, object concept, here is the what archive concept, but that is as they both are what unlimited, but one object size is 4 terabytes, but one archive size is 40 terabyte. Enough. Okay, then how can you use this S3 Glacier? So now go for the services S3 Glacier. Okay, so what is the Amazon S3 Glacier? Amazon S3 Glacier is an extremely low cost storage service that provides secure, durable, and flexible storage for data backup and archival. Data backup and archival. Right. First, create vault. Right. So what is the vault name? Where to create a vault? Okay. Right now is the Mumbai region. Okay. I will go for the what Virginia region. Okay. So now create vault. My vault name is my backup. My backup. Vault name is my backup. Then click on next step. But you want to enable any notification while uploading, downloading data, just enable the what notification. Otherwise, do not enable notifications. Click on, then submit it. Very easy, simple concept. Right. So now the vault is successfully created. The vault name is what? My backup. But already existing vault name is what? My backup underscore data. Okay. So now if I click on the what my backup, but S3 directly offers the word uploading and downloading data over the management console. But S3 Glacier doesn't offer any upload and download option directly management console. But here we can watch number of vaults. You can delete the what vaults, you can create the what vaults. Even you can change the what settings of the vaults. But there is no option you can upload and downloading the what data. But how can you people upload the what data into vaults? So then we can use the what third party tools. We can use third party tools. So same thing, like you create the what EC2 instance. You create EC2 instance. That instance able to connect from the putty only. Right? Same thing. Here we can use the what third party tools. So what are the third party tools? So myself is the what Amazon Fast Glacier is there. So okay, once again I will delete the what Fast Glacier for confirmation. Okay, so first important thing, different tools for connecting S3 Glacier, but in the Google type Glacier tools. Glacier tools are there. So like the best backup tools for Amazon Glacier in 2020. So like lot of tools are there. So this is the what one tool, and Glacier is the what directly one tool. And now Memopal is the what one more tool. Like Cloudberry is the what one more tool. Like different tools in the what S3 Glacier. But myself, the best idea is the what Fast Glacier. So Fast Glacier is the what open source tool. Just download Fast Glacier. So now Fast Glacier is what successfully downloaded. So just install Fast Glacier. Then finish it. So now Fast Glacier is successfully installed. Then integrate your account. So now myself is the what Raju. Now you want to upload over the Fast Glacier on which account? Okay, I have a what one account. So my account is aws.ppp@gmail.com is the what account ID. But you must add the what that account ID, access key and secret key. Then only this mission knows where to upload and from where to download. Okay, so I want to upload to my account. So that's why my account access key ID and secret key ID. Already you downloaded access root keys. That is called what access key and a secret key. Where is the root key? Root keys are not there. Once again I will download root keys. So create new access key, download key file. Successfully downloaded. These are the what access keys. Just copy it. Paste it. And copy paste. Then add account. Now integration part is done. So now what vaults you created my backup. So under Virginia region, just expand the word Virginia region. So now see that here is the what your backup. So now we can upload the what your data from the your local system. Here is the what upload files and everything here. So that is called what backup. So you want to delete any vault, like here is the option delete vault. So you want to upload and download the data like this third party only, but directly from the management console not possible. So means Amazon doesn't offer for uploading and downloading directly from the Glacier. Okay, so here create and deleting vaults only, but you want to upload the data, like you use the what any third party tools, integrate your account, then you can upload and download the what data. So that is called what S3 Glacier. So Glacier is just like a backup tool only, just like a backup tool only, otherwise no use. Okay, you want to take long term backups, then we can use the word Glacier. But before uploading large data, better to compress, like zip the file, then only you can upload it. Okay, so this is called what S3 Glacier. So I'm deleting the what even my bucket, my object. So now no vaults under S3. So here no vaults. Yes. So durability means it is a large, like it is called what guarantee. Data guarantee is 99.999%. Means it is called what there is no disasters happen. Long term available. That is called what durability. Data is guarantee. Next, now questioning time. So S3 is completed. So And one more important thing, everyone must understand difference between block storage and object storages. This is a repeated question. Block storage and object storage. So now I will give you the what information. What is the block storage and object storage? So understanding block storage and object storage. See that. So cloud computing is a combination of CPU, memory, storage, and networking. And block storage means block storage devices provide fixed sized raw storage capacity, but each storage volume can be treated as an independent disk drive controlled by OS only. See that? That's what I'm saying. Block storage designed for operating systems. That is called what? EC2 instances. The most common example of block storage is SANU, iSCSI, and local disk. Maybe your laptop disks, hard disk, pen drives, all are the what? Local storages. And block storage is the most commonly used storage type for the most applications. So you want to running applications, installing softwares, installing storages, databases, then block storages only. When block storage can be there locally attached to operating network, and block storage devices typically formatted with the what file systems, like formatting file systems only it is possible. So that's why block storage options in the cloud, AWS EBS elastic block storage, and Rackspace cloud block storage, in the Azure terminology premium storage, and Google storage persistent disks. So finally, block storage is designed for the what operating systems, it means EC2 instances. And object storage, like just now S3, block storage volumes can only be accessed when they are attached to operating system. So you want to access the what block storage, you must attach the what operating system. But objects data and metadata can be accessed directly through what API, HTTP, HTTPS. So means your objects are see that not to attach to any operating system, you directly access it over the web browser. That is called what APIs, HTTP, HTTPS protocols. No need to attach any operating system. For example, Google Drive, object storage. So is it possible to attach any operating system? No. So no need to attach the what any operating system. Directly you can access the what object storage, and you can store any kind of data. So in the object storage, you will keep it any kind of data because of what? No file systems. But the object storage guarantee that the data will not be lost, because no file systems, data is what guarantee. But in that case, file systems are there. In case file systems are corrupted, maybe you lose the what data. But object storage data can be replicated across different data centers and offer simple web services interfaces for access. Then finally, object storage options in the cloud: AWS, S3, Rackspace, Cloud Files, Azure, Blob Storage, Google Cloud, Cloud Storage. So these are the what differences of object storage and block storage. A repeated question. Please remember everyone. Object storage and block storage.